We will now take you on a journey into the deepest abysses of satanic ritual violence. Worldwide child abduction committed by an elite perpetrator network, as evidenced by countless survivors and witnesses. If we don't look, if we don't all shed light on this together, the perpetrators will be able to go on like this forever. But this is over with now. We've reached the end of the tunnel.
Therefore, please share this video in all languages.
Child trade.
Every child, once you've added it all up, is worth approximately $1 million to the state.
It's beyond belief. And honestly, Chris, had I not seen this with my own eyes, I could not believe that the federal government has become the white glove delivery service. I mean, literally the middleman of a child trafficking operation. 320,000 plus children, nobody knows where they are.
Right.
And that's unacceptable.
We have 500,000 children who had sponsors in this country that we can't find.
Lois, that's what Uwe Kranz, the former head of a German state criminal investigation department, will explain to us. He has dedicated over 50 years of his life to fight child sexual abuse and reports the justice system to be the worst element in all this. When the police investigate cases and pass them on to the public prosecutor's office, these are almost always dropped by the judiciary. Kranz speaks of an entire industry built on child trafficking. Thousands of children disappear every year. He speaks of 60,000 missing children in Ukraine alone. This has been proven by parliamentarians and committees of inquiry. The systems for recording and prosecuting such cases could be improved and expanded. But there seems to be a lack of political will. Many politicians and parliaments are said to be involved themselves and do not want things to come to light. It is said beside Epstein's list, there are more lists that show which congressmen, singers, artists, and Hollywood people are involved.
We have analyzed all the statements of the victims and witnesses, and the perpetrator names go through all areas. Let me just show you an example from the field of politics. I show the accused politicians who have been described as perpetrators by the victims in publicly exposed scandals here. Numerous U.S. politicians are named in the Franklin scandal, child rapes and manhunts in the Bohemian Grove. In the abuse cases surrounding the British child molester Jimmy Savile, in reports by child rights activist Peter McKelvey and by the survivor David from England, British pedocriminals are made public. Unfortunately, 40 names of MPs involved are being withheld from the public. Former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher covered this up. He points to numerous indications that certain circles of the so-called elite are deeply involved in occult practices. Over the years, numerous pieces of evidence have accumulated that tell of the dark reality of ritual sacrifices and the practice of black magic in elite circles.
Satanic ritual abuse.
In recent years, hundreds, if not thousands, of survivors of satanic ritual violence have come forward and broken the silence. Emma Catherine from the USA, for example, has given numerous survivors a voice on her channel. She does outstanding educational work and is highly valued by those affected worldwide. Matthias from Germany has also broken through a sound barrier with his channel Unbroken Surviving Sexual Abuse. In his interviews, he gives a voice to many survivors, as does the Lifeline channel and the 50 Voices movement. Many channels and initiatives have emerged around the world to educate people about ritual abuse. All the survivors say the same thing, even if they speak different languages. Your movie series Blood Cult has also gone around the world in 42 languages and has reached 13.7 million views. You have set a decisive ball rolling, Lois. Here we see that your documentary has reached Israel.
Yes, exactly. Also in Israel, a flood of revealing reports has broken loose.
טקסיות זה משהו שהמוח האנושי לא יכול לקלוט. אתם לא מסוגלים לקלוט. אתם לא מסוגלים לקלוט מה זה לקחת ילדה בת 3 ולתכנת אותה בעזרת סדיזם, בעזרת אונס, בעזרת איומים, בעזרת מניפולציות, בעזרת משחק פסיכולוגי, ככה שהיא תעשה כל מה שהם יגידו, מתי שהם יגידו, בלי שאף אחד יוכל לדעת, אפילו לא אני. אפילו לא אני, כי אני אקום ואלך למחרת לגן, ואני אלך לבית ספר, ואני אלך לתיכון. אבל אני לא יודע מה קורה לי. יהיה לי המון סימפטומים של דיכאונות, חרדה, אובדנות, פחדים, חוסר תפקוד, אבל אני לא יודע למה. כי הם יודעים מה הם עושים. הם מתכנתים אותנו, הם צדים אותנו, וזה לא בעולם החרדי. וילדות וילדים, הם גרמו לי לפגוע בילדות וילדים אחרים. הם תכנתו את המוח שלי ככה שהם יגידו מילים ואני לא אזכור. המשטרה כבר שנה יודעת על זה. אין להם את הכלים לטפל בדבר כזה גדול, כי מי שיפול הם אנשים מאוד מאוד בכירים. הם אנשים שמנהלים רשויות, מנהלים קהילות, הם מאיימים עלינו.
Yael Shitrit, we love you and we will carry your cry with Kla TV to the ends of the earth. Yael, Ariel, Tess, Shoshana, Nechama, Daniel, Sharon, we love all of you and we send you a heartfelt greeting of deepest solidarity to Israel.
Which is actually a very, very ingenious survival strategy of the brain. Really a masterstroke of the brain, when it is no longer bearable, then to split itself up internally, so to speak, and to split off the knowledge and also the feelings. And thus, the children can somehow still function in everyday life. So, one part experiences the terrible things and the other goes to school and knows nothing about the terrible things.
Well, they use triggers. I want to say that there is something like an everyday personality, yes, my actual personality, which is in everyday life, which acts normally, which went to school and learned and played with children. And on the other hand, there's this, I like to call it the night personality, even if it didn't always take place at night. But these split-off parts that became active when the abuse was going on. And what my father did, he triggered me with things. For example, he took off my glasses and said a certain sentence. From then on, I froze. From then on, I was like switched off. And at some point, he put my glasses back on and I was back in reality, in everyday life. And my everyday consciousness didn't realize what was in between. It completely blocked it out.
Shriz warns in her gruesome victim report against degenerate, high-grade Freemasonry, a worldwide cult that only causes harm. They are said to be in direct contact with Satan through their rituals and summon him through these. These statements also confirm the victim reports of Aria, Lynn Morris, Anna Noel, Rachel Rama, and Heike A.
And we haven't even talked about Carolyn Bramhall, Becky Percy, Robin, Latia, Nancy Kruger, Pia, Sandro, Natalia, even Rachel Wood, Esme Bianco, and the other 35 survivors who are all still on our list.
And in closing, 3 last examples. Mia from Germany explains that all these bad things are done for Satan, for their ruler. They worship Satan. Survivor Heike A. says that they were repeatedly told, when you move from being a victim to a perpetrator, Satan works through you and you have power.
So my best definition that I can come up with for satanic ritual abuse is an extremely sadistic, psychological, emotional, spiritual, sexual, physical torture of children through a ceremony where the devil, Satan, is worshipped through blaspheming God by mocking the death and resurrection of Jesus.
This short compilation illustrates all the testimonies of survivors of satanic ritual violence who testify that Satan has taken possession of perpetrators from all imaginable backgrounds to do the most diabolical things. We have by no means presented all the testimonies we have received on satanic ritual violence, but time is up.
Please share this video with all your friends and acquaintances so that there really will be light. We all need to cry out for these victims or it will never end. We would like to thank the survivors who showed courage and came forward. We love you with all our hearts and pray for you every day.